Hello, hello. Mic check, mic check. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Let me know if the music is too loud or if I'm too quiet or whatever. Mic's good? Okay, cool. We should be good to go here in just a moment. I'm waiting for the ads for Salted Sofa to end. And then we'll get switched over and get things started. I'll go ahead and generate a seed for you both. And it will be 958351. All number seed to start off. How about it? Okay, now I can see Salted Sofa. Awesome. Let me go ahead and rotate that so it's facing the board. Okay. Yep, that looks fine. So let's go ahead and get switched over here. We got the two players, Salted Sofa on the left, Shuichi on the right. Salted Sofa comes into this with a C74 PB. Obviously, of course, both these players will be using DAS, as this is the DAS League. There ain't no other playstyles really being done here. In terms of PBs, yeah, Salted Sofa has the higher by about 100,000 and a higher ELO by about 150. So is the favorite on that, as well as seed coming into this. Salted Sofa has received the 6th seed for this preliminary round. Meanwhile, Shuichi is the 15th seed. But both these players, of course, are very accomplished DAS players, and this should be a very entertaining one either way. But I'll go ahead and get that done. Looks like players are entering in the seeds. Both players did compete in last season's DAS Champions League, which was now the equivalent of Tier 1. Both got into the knockout stage, where Shuichi fell in the playoff round. Meanwhile, Salted Sofa made it all the way to the quarterfinals, just narrowly getting eliminated by Joji. So it's a shame that one of these players... Well, both these players could potentially go into Tier 1. This is match 2B, and how match 2B works is essentially one of these players will go to Tier 1 today, the other one will go into a final playoff match, and that will be against Toka to determine who goes in to Tier 1. But whoever wins this will have a much higher seed in the rankings. Hello, AV Geek, who also came from Path E, has already secured her spot in Tier 1 for this season. Defeated Wallbant 3-1 to get there. All good, Salted Sofa, don't worry. We got it ready from Shuichi. For once you say yes, for once you're saying good morning, and it's actually morning for you. It is 5:12 p.m. here for me. I am heading out right after this, so trying to get this done now. Both players are ready to go for game number 1 of this preliminary Path E DAS League match. Winner goes to Tier 1. Best of luck to both players. Got your earliest max just now. Nice, congrats. Yeah, let's hope you don't have 3 El Clasicos here, Shuichi. Let's have some good games in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And away we go, starting with an LZI start. Players taking some different approaches to their stacking to start off with, but Players are underway. Shuichi will get the first Tetris. Salted Sofa having to take a burn. Now has a bar dependency. So it seems like Shuichi had the slightly more efficient stack to start off with, but both players looking good so far. Trying to get my score difference checker up now. Well, I didn't make it, but it's the one I use. So let me go ahead and boot that up. Tetris for Shuichi. And a back-to-back Tetris there, going up to 93,000 compared to Salted Sofa on 72. So Shuichi leading by a little under a Tetris so far. Hello, Hazel. Welcome in. Hazel, of course, one of the head organizers and people behind the rebranded DAS League, known formerly as the DAS Champions League. Was a big part of sort of getting the rule sets and everything done. And I think a lot of the changes do make it a lot more fair for players and all sorts. So yeah, great job from everyone who's been helping out with making the DAS League what it is. Both players Tetris ready. Tetris for Salted Sofa had a bit of an aggressive stack there, but kept it under control. Hello, Danny J with the squawks in the chat. Of course, the squawk emoji only unlocked for tier 1 subs and above. So if you want to get the exclusive squawk emote, if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe right now at no extra cost. 201 for Salted Sofa, 177 for Shuichi. And yeah, I agree, Danny J. That is a sweet shirt from Salted Sofa. Got the Rush representation. Exactly. If you want to squawk like Kiwi, you gotta pay up. You gotta subscribe. You gotta give AdamIrish money. That's what you gotta do. Tetris for Salted Sofa has now taken the lead, 251 to 186. Not sure what's going on with the score checker there. It showed 150,000. I want to see who it's messing up for, actually, because I can always tell who it's messing up for. It's messing up for Shuichi, probably because it's a bit blurry, but it's okay. Salted Sofa is ahead by about 60,000 points to confirm. Are you allowed to root someone for a tournament as a tournament organizer? I mean, you're the tournament organizer, so you know you can do whatever you want. To be completely honest, like a portion of subscription fees will go to Kiwi for treats. I mean, I didn't agree to that in the contract, but well, players Tetris ready, waiting for the bar, and Tetris for Salted Sofa. It's in the fine print. Well, you're taking advantage of the fact that I can't see very well. I'm not. I want to redraw this contract. Salted Sofa taking the triple instead of just going for the skim. Skims with the J piece there instead. And doesn't really work out how he wanted it to there, as Salted Sofa now has to build back up for a Tetris. Shuichi is Tetris ready, but J dependent there on the middle of the board. Now L dependent. Gets a long bar. It's a J piece. Salted Sofa has built the board back up. Is Tetris ready, just waiting for the long bar now. Nice spin of that Z piece. Bar over Tetris for Salted Sofa. And another Tetris for Salted Sofa, now ahead by 87,000 points. I'm going to turn that off while I try to figure out what's going on with it. 433 for Salted Sofa, 391 for Shuichi. Tetris for Shuichi. And Tetris for Salted Sofa has a squared tuck set up now. Could also maybe spin something like, oh, like exactly like that, like a J piece upside down to get the skim and resolve the board that way. Oh, but a misdrop there for SaltedSofa. Oh no, SaltedSofa in a lot of trouble now. Is he going to be able to get out of this? No, is the answer. Tops out 480. Shuichi, you're to chase down. Your target is 481. But Shuichi's board also not looking the best right now. Does get a crucial double there. Is still going to be J dependent. But nice placement of that. Goes into level 19, 445. This ain't a gimme by any means. Shuichi getting this board back down. Getting that well open is going to be crucial. Shuichi now within a Tetris. And gets the Tetris, 483. Shuichi will take game number 1. GG's. Sorry, just had to go AFK. I am back now. Both players are ready to go for game number 2. And hello, Tolstoy as well. Welcome in. Let's go ahead and get game 2 underway in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And away we go once again for game number 2. That's still not working. Okay, we're just going to leave that off. But we're underway for game number 2 in this path, the preliminary match. Again, winner of this goes into tier 1 automatically. Meanwhile, the loser of this match will go into a final playoff match to determine who gets in, but they will have a less favorable seed than whoever wins this match, which will be important, especially for determining in terms of groups and then eventually potential knockouts then as well. SaltedSofa is trying to start building up here. Meanwhile, Shuichi is Tetris ready, waiting patiently for the bar. We'll get it. Tetris for Shuichi, Tetris for SaltedSofa. Rotation of that L piece. Tetris for SaltedSofa again. And Tetris for Shuichi. Pretty back and forth match so far. Both players Tetris ready right now. Going through a slight drought. SaltedSofa is going to take the triple and skims with the Z piece. Shuichi also takes the triple. Ooh, now drought's going to be affecting SaltedSofa a bit more. Needs to get something over to the left-hand side. Can't do it, and SaltedSofa is going to top out at 201. Shuichi is on 164, but also in trouble, and Shuichi also tops out at the same time on 164. So SaltedSofa will get away with that one and takes game 2. Just a horrible drought taking out both players there. Does someone know how to fix the laggy stream on your side? Try turning down the bitrate. Like, turn down your OBS bitrate. Because you really don't need a whole lot of bitrate to be able to capture Tetris relatively well. Like, even if you have it really low, like even in like the 1,000 or even the hundreds, you should still be okay. You have 700. Okay, maybe see... Maybe try knocking it to 500 and see if that does it. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if that's done the trick there for you. We got readies from both players for game 3. Seed is the same, so we will go ahead and get it started. Best of luck to both players for game number 3 to break the tie in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. I can see it already looks a little bit less laggy so far from Shuichi's end, so that might have done the trick. We are underway for game 3. This one will break the tie and put us at match point, whoever wins. As this has now turned into a best of 3 match, so to speak. Bit of a spire there for Shuichi on the center right of the board. We'll get the bar over for Tetris. And SaltedSofa gets the well back open and also gets a Tetris, but a bar dependency there down the left-hand side for SaltedSofa might make it a bit challenging if he doesn't get the bar, but he will get the bar there. $81K from SaltedSofa early on, 100,000 from Shuichi. It's quite close so far as the two players are concerned. At least from looking at the match database, this is the first time in an event like this, at least, I think these players are facing off against each other, although I don't know if the As Champions League is put into the match database, since it is just a playstyle exclusive, but doesn't look like they faced off against each other last season, at least. As Shuichi was knocked out in the playoff round, didn't get into the quarterfinals, so wouldn't have had an opportunity anyway. 198 for SaltedSofa, 217 for Shuichi. Tetris for Shuichi to go up to 240. SaltedSofa with the shifted the square piece here, just trying to make a delayed burn here work, but we'll have to take some extra burns to get the well back open. Skims with the long bar. And a nice double there, courtesy of that square piece, and a perfect S piece to get the well back open. Tetris Shuichi now has built out an 80,000 point lead over SaltedSofa, who's now waiting on the long bar. Takes a double to bring the stack down to a more manageable height. Nice double there from SaltedSofa. Shuichi, meanwhile, trying to access that well in column 7. Does get it open, has a Tetris set up there. Tetris for SaltedSofa. Nice skim there with that T-piece for Shuichi, and we'll get the Tetris as well. In column 7, 343 Shuichi, 266 for SaltedSofa. Players at about 90 lines now. So level 19 transition will come in about 40 lines, so about 10 more Tetrises are able, as a maximum, to be attained here before that level 19 transition. Of course, as both players are playing with DAS, level 19 is quite the ferocious speed, but both these players, of course, as said before, DAS Champions League alumni, both at the top of their game when it comes to this playstyle. SaltedSofa, of course, was at CTWC this year, had an appearance in the gold bracket as a DAS player, which is always nice to see. It's always nice to see representation at the very top level of the world stage for such an iconic playstyle, the playstyle of so many legends of this scene over the years. And it's great. I mean, I say it a lot when it comes to this event in particular and others like it, but it is great to see the sort of resurgence that DAS has had in the community over the past year and a half or so, with new events cropping up. I mean, you got, of course, DAS Champions League, you got the DAS Masters for Classic Tetris Monthly, you have CTWC DAS, which is set to be more popular than ever this year. You have the Jonas Cup starting up last year, where the top 4 of that is going over to CTWC DAS as well. It's great. Great time to be a DAS player. 444 transition for SaltedSofa, but immediately misdrops that T-piece and can't survive. SaltedSofa is going to top out at 445, and Shuichi, 559, is going to take game 3. We are now at match point. And it's advantage Shuichi. SaltedSofa saying, literally the worst set I've played in my life. No, it's best of 5. It is a best of 5 match here. Also, I'm sure you've played worse. Maybe when you had, like, a, I don't know, a 100k PB, you might have played someone, and that probably would have gone worse. But yeah, it's been a couple rough seeds all around, but there's still one more. There's still at least potentially up to 2 games more to play. This is going to be game number 4. Both players are ready to go. Yeah, I agree with Tolstoy. Let's see the double max. Let's go ahead and get game number 4 underway in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. There we go once again. Shuichi on the precipice of getting into Tier 1 for the second season running, but immediately with hang there that Z pieces, trying to make some tucks to compensate, but oh no, now gets a double, but needs to try to get something over to that left-hand side to get something burned. Does get the long bar over. But this will probably cede some crucial pace and time to SaltedSofa. Shuichi, again, needs to get something over there. Flat L piece, nice double. It's a great dig so far. Shuichi's not going to waste time trying to set up for a disgusting, dirty Tetris. Is trying to burn this down. And so far doing an excellent job at it. Just one line away. Clears that line, has the well open. Now just needs that long bar to cap off the dig. And there it is. Tetris for Shuichi. What a dig. Very difficult for even the best players to pull off that kind of move. And I mean, Shuichi's pulling off those moves, of course, is one of the best dashes around, as he's shown all set long. But that requires complete trust in your ability to keep dash and to stack. That is a world-class dig there from Shuichi. 152 SaltedSofa, 156 for Shuichi. Shuichi was briefly ahead by 7 lines, so it is early days. Tetris for Shuichi. Shuichi and SaltedSofa also going to get more, a couple more Tetrises here. Again, of course, winner of this goes into Tier 1. Loser will go into a final playoff match to determine who gets into Tier 1 and who goes down to Tier 2. That match will be against Toka. The other matchup in terms of that will be Wallbant and Snowy. Shuichi has the well open, is Tetris ready in row 2. SaltedSofa also gets the well back open. Both players now just waiting for that long bar to arrive. Bit of a drought forming, and SaltedSofa can't keep the well open, neither will Shuichi, but Shuichi gets the well back open with a couple delayed burns. Tetris for Shuichi, 307 to SaltedSofa's 302, but SaltedSofa now with a bit of a jagged board quite high up, probably at next box height now, but get the dug down very nicely, keeps composure. Tetris ready, there's the bar. Tetris for SaltedSofa. It was a quick dig, but a very nicely executed one to stay alive. That could have gotten very out of hand. Tetris for Shuichi, still sticking with that row 2 setup. Skims with the J piece, now setting up a bit of a double well. Takes a double as a result. You'll see players do that because it gives them a lot more burning opportunities if they have that sort of downward stack or a double well set up. Because if you don't have access to burn when your board gets high and you're in a drought, then that is going to spell disaster for you. Especially within the confines of the DAS playstyle. Might be able to get away with it with hyper tapping and rolling, but no room for error with DAS. Or at the very least, very little. 410 SaltedSofa, 448 for Shuichi. Players are about 12 lines away from their level 19 transitions. Level 19 for so long has, especially for DAS players, been what separates the good DAS players from the truly great ones. Ooh, early shift there for Shuichi with that L piece. Closes off the well, not able to burn anything. Shuichi is going to need to get as much of this dug down as quickly as possible. 477, but hangs a T-piece there. Could still get the long bar over, but is just going to opt to burn. But, oh, SaltedSofa is going to top out. It's a near simul top out from both players. SaltedSofa, 441. Shuichi, 479. And Shuichi is going to take game 4, and it will be Shuichi who is going to go to Tier 1 today. SaltedSofa now with it all to do against Toka in the playoff round to keep his hopes of Tier 1 alive. But what a result for Shuichi. For the second season in a row, we'll be playing Tier 1 DAS Tetris in the DAS League. GG's to both players, though. Great set all around. And best of luck in Tier 1, Shuichi, and best of luck in the playoff round for SaltedSofa. But anyways, that is going to be just about it for me. What does this mean for you in the tournament? You can still get into Tier 1, but you need to win against Toka, and if you go in, and if you win that match, you will be at a lower, or you'll have a lower seed. Or higher seed, I think, rather. You'll be seeded less favorably than Shuichi will be. All right. But yeah, I gotta head out. I'll be back tomorrow for Wars, of course, in terms of restreaming, but yeah, I gotta head out because I'm going roller skating, which is gonna be pretty fun. But let's see who's live anyway. Let's raid more Orlando. Orlando's got some good restreaming shots. But anyway, see you guys around. I think I actually have a restream after I get back from roller skating, so might see you guys later today, but take care for now.